My landlord kept my $4,200 security deposit and sent me an invoice for damages I didn't cause. He had the wrong tenant. I had photographed every inch of that apartment on move-in day. Every wall, every floor, every appliance, time-stamped. By the time we left the courthouse, he owed me $12,600. Here's what happened. I rented from Victor for 2 years. Victor owned 4 properties in the same neighborhood. He was the kind of landlord who responded to maintenance requests in his own time, which usually meant 3 weeks after you stopped asking. The kind who showed up unannounced, not occasionally, but regularly. The kind who had clearly calculated that most tenants don't know their rights, and even fewer are willing to use them. I knew my rights. I had learned them the hard way at a previous apartment years earlier. A situation I won't get into here, but one that taught me to document everything. When I moved into Victor's apartment, I spent 4 hours photographing every room before I unpacked a single box. Floor condition, wall condition, appliances, every pre-existing scratch, stain and scuff. I uploaded them all to a cloud folder with timestamps and emailed myself a link. Victor had no idea I had done this. For 2 years, I kept a log. Every maintenance request, date sent, date responded, date resolved. Every unannounced entry, I would write down the time, what he said, how long he stayed. I wasn't planning anything. I was just being careful. Careful turned out to be worth $12,600. When I gave my 60-day notice, Victor's demeanor changed. He scheduled a move-out inspection for a Tuesday morning. I was there. He walked through every room, taking photos on his phone, not saying much, just nodding slowly in a way that felt deliberate. When I asked if everything looked okay, he said he'd be in touch. 3 weeks after I moved out, I received a letter. Victor was keeping my entire $4,200 security deposit. The reason? Damages. The letter included an invoice for repainting 3 rooms, replacing the kitchen flooring, and deep cleaning, totaling $4,850. He was keeping the deposit and claiming I still owed him an additional $650. The invoice was from a company I couldn't verify. The dates on the work orders were 2 days after my move out, before any reasonable contractor could have assessed and scheduled the scope of work. I sat down with my move-in photos. The kitchen floor had a chip in the corner in my very first photo, taken 4 hours after I received the keys before I had moved in a single item. The wall discoloration he was billing as damage, requiring full repaint, was visible in my move-in photos as a faded area near the window. He wasn't billing me for damages I caused. He was billing me for the apartment's existing condition. When I arrived, I gave him one chance to fix it. I sent him a letter via certified mail, itemizing every discrepancy between his invoice and my documentation. I asked him to return my deposit within 14 days. He didn't respond. Here's what Victor didn't know I had. 11 entries in my log of unannounced entries. In my state, a landlord is required to give 24 hours. Written notice before entering a rental property, except in genuine emergencies. Victor had entered my apartment 11 times without notice. I had the dates, times, and a brief description of each visit. I also had the text messages. Victor had a habit of texting when he was just stopping by to check on something. Those texts were time-stamped. They showed up-to-the-minute records of entries I hadn't authorized. I filed in small claims court as follows. The claim, wrongful withholding of security. Deposit, with a request for 3 times the deposit amount under my state's tenant protection law. In many states, if a landlord wrongfully withholds a security deposit, they can be liable for double or triple the amount plus attorney's fees. I also filed a separate complaint with the City Housing Authority about the unauthorized entries. Then I waited. Victor showed up to court with his invoice and his move-out photos. I showed up with my move-in photos, a certified mail receipt showing he had received, and, ignore my letter, my log of 11 unauthorized entries, and screenshots of every text message he had sent announcing unscheduled visits. The judge asked Victor to explain the discrepancy between kitchen floor damage invoice claiming in the photo I submitted showing the same chip in the same corner taken on my move-in day. Victor said he couldn't be sure when that photo was taken. The judge pointed out that the metadata embedded in the image showed the date, time, and GPS coordinates consistent with the property address taken on the exact date I had moved in. Victor's attorney asked for a recess. When we came back, the offer was to return the deposit in full. No additional damages. The judge ruled in my favor on the full claim. $4,200 deposit plus double damages under the tenant protection statute minus court fees. The unauthorized entry complaint resulted in a separate administrative finding and a fine. Total recovery, $12,600. Victor appealed. The appeal was denied 6 weeks later. Here is what I want you to take from this. When you move into any rental property, spend 2 hours photographing everything before you touch it. Every room, every wall, every appliance, every pre-existing mark. Upload them somewhere with automatic timestamps. Email yourself the link so there's a dated record in your keep a log of maintenance requests and any entries by the landlord. You don't need to be expecting a problem. You just need the record to exist if one arises. Know your state's security deposit laws. Most states require landlords to return deposits within 14 to 30 days with an itemized list of any deductions. Many states allow tenants to sue for double or triple damages if the landlord wrongfully withholds. Small claims court is specifically designed for disputes like this. You don't need an attorney. Victor still owns 4 properties in that neighborhood. I don't know what he does with his current tenants' deposits. What I know is that he no longer does it to me, and that the administrative finding is part of the public record that anyone renting from him can find. That's not revenge. That's documentation doing exactly what documentation is supposed to do. I'm your narrator. This has been Ousted Diaries. Subscribe if you want more stories like this one, because the landlords who count on tenants not knowing their rights are always surprised when